So I'm Susanna, this is Pearl. Today we're presenting Macarthur Street Primary School Amenities Pavilion. This is a refurbishment for the VSBA's Minor Works, Capital Works program, and it was both functional, playful. What it does is opportunistically takes a simple brief to upgrade student bathrooms, and it tries to find layout and budget efficiencies to deliver more with less. Prioritising reuse reduces the existing building footprint and spatially adapts a large-scale existing mural to create active edges for student play, learning and assembly. It's located in northern Ballarat on Wadawurrung country, and the school is situated within the historically significant Soldiers Hill Precinct. The school opened in 1878, and the amenities project is located adjacent to the Victorian era main school building. So this is a site plan. The main school entry and the heritage building are off Macarthur Street, and the two arrows show the main entries into the school. So the side entry from Armstrong Street, when we first got the project, it looks directly into the side of this 1960s toilet block. We found this school to be in a pretty dilapidated state. The toilets were in poor condition, dilapidated, asbestos-ridden, damaged services fixtures, leaking roofs, surrounded by ad hoc hydraulic and civil works, as well as overcrammed storage spaces that were really narrow and not functional. This is the view when you sort of step to the side, that's sort of the main entry in from the side. But it did have this existing mural by Travis Price, which the school requested that we retain. And it was painted on one sort of internal wall of the toilet block, but it was, and much loved by the school community, but completely hidden from street view.
A key priority of the project was to do more, and one way we found to do that was to reduce the footprint and open up this northern side of the building. This was done through chamfering the existing building, and a curved canopy reorientates the building towards a street, giving it sort of a public and street frontage. This also allowed for a learning and play area to be incorporated. This is the sort of curved canopy that now frames the entry and reorientates sort of that colourful mural to the street by extending the soffit extending the mural colours onto the soffit and facade. And this sort of area behind the heritage building has sightlines and is a usable play area for the school. There's the existing sort of red bricks that we can see in the toilet block and in the heritage building was something we incorporated into the refurbishment of the toilet block, and that was done through sort of seating nooks at the entry, which I think you can see better on the next page.
The framed entry kind of frames this new entry into the school, and I think that was a really important thing for us, was kind of transforming the way that you might have a new entry that was in contrast to the kind of axial heritage entry. How could you have this new entry that represented a different kind of version of the school?
Yeah.
And this kind of, I think you can see that it sort of significantly transforms that side gate entry, and this is also the northern facade, so facing onto what was a sort of a pretty underutilised play space. So it's, in a sense, kind of completely elevated this kind of use of that space for outdoor learning and play for students. The existing bathroom layouts were really spatially inefficient, had a lot of dogleg circulation. This was encouraging quite mischievous behaviour with some of the students, and so it was part of the brief to actually create direct sightlines so that there could be better supervision by staff. That's achieved sort of here with simple kind of efficient layouts. They improve sightlines to basin areas and the playground, improves staff supervision, improves the safety and amenity of the spaces. We've also got a new equal access bathroom and kind of new graded kind of ramps and kind of adjacent spaces to allow for inclusive access. And then one of the other things was that the existing plan had three very inefficient storage areas that were very narrow, very difficult to store kind of playground equipment, sports equipment in. So there was a strategy of just consolidating those into one sort of larger single storage area and then creating a second storage area adjacent with large doors adjacent to the canopy, which is used for like learning resources so they can actually use that canopy space for outdoor classrooms. And all those things were sort of additional things to the brief. So the main brief was do the bathrooms, and we just said, how can we actually make this project try and achieve a little bit more? The veranda has been transformed into an inviting space that functions as both circulation and also an informal stage. It includes an existing doorway entry at the north, so that was because we wanted to retain the full length of this mural while also kind of, shortening the building at this end. And what this does is it kind of allows for this kind of dynamic circulation. In a way, the students get to actually occupy the mural and kind of inhabit it. And the mural forms a backdrop to the existing quadrangle assembly area, which you can see in the foreground of this image. This creates a colourful connection between the canopy, the veranda and the adjacent heritage building, which you can see behind.
So the mural is made up of the iconography of Ballarat and also some school iconography. So, for example, there's the bell, an old-style school desk, a local street lamp and a pencil. And these icons sit within the letters of the school, and then the letters of the school sit within these colour blocks. And we took these colour blocks and transformed them across the facade and extended them onto the soffit. And this is us on site. As we just said before, the mural seemed to change every time we went there, so matching the colours was tricky, but we got there.
The doors from the amenity kind of open out onto this veranda space where existing, and there was a lot of care taken to make sure that we could work with the existing openings. So getting the new plan layout to kind of align with the existing openings and have as minimal impact on the facade as possible. 4 out of the 5 existing openings were retained through sort of a bit of plan magic. 1 door relocated for compliance reasons, but the builders did a really good job and the artist came back, the original artist, and did touch-up works. The bathroom interiors continue the mural's colour palette of turquoise folding across the floor. There's raspberry, yellow and teal accents, each space having a different kind of colour. And there's a circular geometry that's continued in these spaces through the kind of entry mats, if you like, on the floor and the kind of circular mirrors. And there's very simple bathroom fit outs to do with the budget, but the kind of generosity of a large mirror which reflects light and gives kind of spatial generosity. Do you want to talk to this one?
Yeah. We reflected sort of on our site visits, and the first site visit we went and had lunch afterwards and sketched out what, this project could be. And I think these are some sketches from that first day, and they closely resemble sort of the built outcome, which was quite clear and straightforward from the outset.
Yeah, it was a really good and generous kind of collaboration in our team. Anna and Pearl did an amazing job on this project and basically was superintendent on it and led the whole thing. And both sort of in process or got registered through it as well.
Well, we thought we'd end with the school motto, which is where the past and the future meet. And this image on the right is from the heritage building here, and it's the engravings from students sharpening their pencil back in the day on the building. And we like to think that sort of the project with its colourful palette makes sort of a nice connection to this history of, the site.
Okay. That's it from us. Thank you.